Dr. Sam Parker always believed he was destined for greatness, a notion reinforced by the wild, curly hair that seemed to defy gravity and logic alike. He toiled in his cluttered lab, a cacophony of bubbling beakers, half-finished gadgets, and a remarkably astute parrot named Einstein who, despite his name, seemed to have no interest in the theory of relativity. Instead, Einstein preferred to mimic Sam's failed experiments, squawking, "Oops," at the most inopportune moments. On a particularly chaotic Tuesday, Sam was racing against the clock to finalize his teleportation device, an invention that had consumed countless late nights and more than a few questionable snacks. The lab was alive with the hum of machinery, and Sam, in his usual disheveled state, was elbow-deep in wires when the unexpected happened. In a twist of fate worthy of a sci-fi comedy, the device sprang to life. "Yes! Finally!" Sam shouted, a grin spreading across his face as he adjusted the dials like a conductor about to lead an orchestra. But as he flipped the final switch, a blinding flash of light enveloped him. The lab vanished. When the light faded, Sam found himself on an alien spaceship. Panic set in as he realized he was surrounded by a group of oddly shaped extraterrestrials, think potato sack bodies with googly eyes and antennae that wiggled like excited fingers. They were deep in discussion about their nefarious plans to invade Earth, gesturing animatedly as Sam, invisible in his panic, stumbled backward into a control panel. Suddenly, the room erupted into chaos. "Self-destruct in 5, 4, blared a voice. Sam's eyes widened as he frantically jabbed at buttons, inadvertently teleporting himself back to his lab just in time to see his coffee spill all over his research papers. "Oops!" Einstein squawked, mirroring the voice from the spaceship. Sam face-bombed, feeling like a cartoon character caught in an endless loop of bad luck. His colleagues, who had gathered to witness his latest experiment, were less than impressed. "Sam, this is exactly why we can't trust you with anything important," hissed Dr. Mendez, his boss, a straight-laced woman who wore her skepticism like a badge of honor. "Don't you see? I just got a glimpse of an actual alien invasion." Sam insisted, his voice rising in desperation. "They're coming for us. Right. And I suppose you'll tell us next that you made friends with them?" Mendez shot back, rolling her eyes, deflated. Sam sank into a chair, his dreams of intergalactic heroism evaporating like steam from his now cold coffee. Maybe he was just a bumbling scientist with wild ideas and an even wilder hairstyle, but that night, as he lay in bed, a flicker of something, perhaps hope, began to stir. What if he was meant for more? After all, someone had to protect Earth from these bizarre invaders. Determined, he delved into research, poring over ancient texts and obscure scientific papers about a mysterious protective force that had thwarted previous alien attacks. Days turned into weeks as Sam pieced together the puzzle, each new discovery more fascinating than the last. Yet, amidst the thrill of learning, he found himself wrestling with doubts. What if he wasn't the chosen one? What if he was just a failure destined to mess things up again? One fateful night, after an exhausting day of reading and several cups of coffee that had long since gone cold, Sam had a vivid dream. He was in a mystical forest where the trees shimmered like starlight, and the air buzzed with energy. Suddenly, a whimsical spirit appeared, her hair a cascade of shimmering colors. "I am Zara," she declared, her voice melodic and playful. "You, dear Sam, are the chosen guardian of Earth." "Chosen for what? To make coffee for the aliens?" Sam muttered, still half asleep. Zara laughed, a sound that felt like sunlight. "No, silly. You're meant to awaken the power within you to protect your world from the invaders. But first, you must believe in yourself." With that, she began to teach him, and he found himself awakening strange abilities, albeit in the most hilarious ways. One moment, he'd try to levitate a pencil, only for it to explode into a shower of confetti. "You're getting there," Zara encouraged, her eyes twinkling with mischief. "But try to focus." The next day, buoyed by his encounter with Zara, Sam decided to enlist help. He gathered his ragtag team of friends: Maya, a conspiracy theorist with an uncanny knack for the bizarre; Ben, the tech wizard who could hack anything with a screen; and Lila, a no-nonsense journalist who thrived on chaos. They met in Sam's lab, which was now a chaotic blend of gadgets, sketches, and a suspicious amount of takeout containers. "Okay, team," Sam said, trying to channel his inner leader. "We're up against aliens. They've got lasers, spaceships, and probably bad breath. We need a plan. Are you sure this isn't just another one of your crazy ideas?" Maya asked, her eyes wide with skepticism. "Crazy ideas saved the world before," Sam retorted, puffing out his chest. "Besides, I'm basically a superhero now." The team exchanged dubious glances but eventually rallied around Sam's enthusiasm. They set to work, brainstorming ideas and testing gadgets. It was a whirlwind of creativity, but inevitably, hilarity ensued. One of Ben's inventions, a universal translator, turned out to only speak in Shakespearean English, leading to several baffling conversations that ended in fits of laughter. Days flew by, and just when they began to feel like they were making progress, disaster struck. During a covert operation to gather intel on the aliens, they accidentally triggered a security alarm, sending a swarm of tiny alien drones after them. In a panic, Sam, Maya, Ben, and Lila darted through the city, trying to outrun their pursuers. Sam's attempts to use his powers resulted in more chaos. One moment he was trying to shield them with a force field that turned out to be a bubble of soap, the next he accidentally teleported them to a pizza parlor. "Not exactly what I had in mind for a tactical retreat," Lila quipped, wiping tomato sauce from her shirt. "Hey, at least we have snacks," Maya replied, grabbing a slice. But just as they thought they had escaped, the aliens found them, hovering ominously outside the restaurant. Commander Zog, with his potato sack body and dramatic flair, descended from his ship, his googly eyes glaring at them. "Earthlings! You think you can thwart our invasion with pizza and puns? What's wrong with pizza?" Sam shot back, surprising himself with his newfound courage. "It's the universal food." Zog, momentarily thrown off by the absurdity, faltered. This was their chance. Sam quickly hatched a plan, one that relied more on humor than strategy. As the aliens charged, Sam called out, "Wait. If you want to conquer Earth, you have to taste our finest cuisine first." Zog, intrigued but suspicious, raised an eyebrow. "Fine. Show me this pizza." With a flourish, Sam and his team whipped up a mini pizza-making session right there in the restaurant. While the aliens were distracted by toppings and the dubious art of cheese pulling, Sam and his friends concocted their escape, quick, to the back. Lila shouted as they dashed out the emergency exit, narrowly avoiding capture. Once outside, they high-fived, adrenaline coursing through them. "We might not be prepared for an invasion, but we sure know how to make pizza." But the alien threat was far from over. Commander Zog had declared war, and now the stakes were higher than ever. Now I'll proceed with the second half of the story. As the adrenaline faded, the team gathered at Sam's lab, brainstorming their next move. The atmosphere was a blend of fear and exhilaration, each of them bouncing ideas off one another, their minds racing with possibilities. Sam paced back and forth, his mind a whirlwind of thoughts. We can't let them regroup. We need to take the fight to them. But how? Maya asked, her brow furrowed. They have spaceships and lasers. We've got pizza. More than just pizza. Ben interjected, grinning. What if we use your teleportation device, Sam? We can teleport right onto their ship. Assuming it doesn't explode first, Sam replied, scratching his head, still haunted by the memory of his earlier mishap. But as they planned, the flicker of belief Zara had instilled in him began to reignite. I can make it work. We just need a little more practice. As the team worked on refining the teleportation device, hilarity ensued. Sam's attempts to demonstrate his newfound powers often resulted in unintended consequences. At one point, he accidentally turned Einstein into a giant chicken, leaving the team doubled over in laughter as they chased the feathery creature around the lab. Sam realized that even in the face of danger, humor could be a powerful weapon. After what felt like an eternity, the device was finally ready. The night before the planned invasion, Sam gathered everyone in his lab. This is it, he said, his heart pounding. We've got one shot to do this right. We'll teleport onto their ship, disrupt their plans, and show them Earth is not to be messed with. Let's do it. Maya exclaimed, pumping her fist in the air. The energy in the room was electric as they prepared for their daring mission. With a mix of excitement and trepidation, they climbed into the teleportation chamber. Sam hit the switch, and with a flash, they were engulfed in light. The sensation of being stretched and pulled through space was both exhilarating and terrifying. When the light dissipated, they found themselves standing in the heart of the alien spaceship, a cold, metallic room buzzing with strange machinery. "Welcome to my ship, Earthlings," boomed Commander Zog, appearing from behind a control panel. His googly eyes glimmered with malice, and he was flanked by a group of alien guards. "You dare to challenge us?" Challenge? More like a pizza party." Sam blurted out, trying to keep the mood light despite the imminent danger. The aliens looked baffled. "Pizza party? Yeah, you know, the finest Earth cuisine," Sam said, desperately hoping for a distraction. "How about a slice while we talk strategy?" Maya shot Sam a look, half amused, half annoyed. Now's not the time for jokes. But to everyone's surprise, Zog paused, curiosity overtaking his menace. "I am intrigued by this, pizza. Show me." "Perfect," Sam said, seizing the moment. "Just follow me to the kitchen." As they led Zog and his guards away from the control room, the team snuck glances at each other, their expressions a mix of disbelief and excitement. They reached the spaceship's makeshift kitchen, a bizarre array of odd instruments and unidentifiable ingredients. "Okay, everyone, let's whip up a cosmic pizza," Sam shouted, rallying his team. Under the guise of preparing a pizza, they quickly devised a plan. While Sam engaged Zog with tales of Earth's culinary wonders, "This is how we twirl the dough." Ben and Lila worked on disabling the ship's main controls, using a combination of tech-savvy hacking and old-fashioned mischief. "Do you have any idea how hard it is to spin dough with 8 arms?" Zog complained as he attempted to mimic Sam's dough-twirling technique. Sam just grinned, sweat beading on his forehead as he worked to keep Zog occupied. "Just a little more time, guys," Ben whispered, tapping away furiously at the control panel. "Almost there." Finally, Lila spotted the main power switch and grinned. "Got it. On 3, wait. Let's make sure it's the right switch first." Maya cautioned, "Oh, come on. What's the worst that could happen? Lila said, barely containing her excitement. 1, 2, 3. They pressed the switch simultaneously, and the ship jolted violently, lights flickering ominously. Zog turned, eyes wide with alarm. What have you done? Just a little party trick. Sam said with a grin, but internally he was panicking. The ship's systems began to go haywire, alarms blaring as they lost control. We need to get out of here. Maya shouted, but before they could make a move, the ship began to tilt. Zog, now furious, yelled, "Get them!" In a flurry of chaos, Sam and his friends darted back toward the teleportation chamber, dodging alien guards who were now more bewildered than threatening. The ship lurched again, and Sam's heart raced. They had to teleport back to Earth before the ship self-destructed. Quick! Everyone in! Sam shouted, ushering the team into the chamber. He flipped switches frantically, praying he remembered the correct sequence. Here goes nothing. With a blinding flash, they found themselves back in the lab, panting and wide-eyed. The familiar smell of pizza filled the air as Einstein perched on Sam's shoulder, squawking proudly, "We did it!" Ben exclaimed, throwing his arms up in victory against all odds. Lila added, still catching her breath, but their celebration was short-lived. The lab's lights flickered ominously, and Sam's heart sank as he remembered the self-destruct sequence he'd activated. "We need to warn everyone," he shouted, grabbing his phone. "The aliens will come back, and they'll be angry." With newfound determination, they set to work preparing defenses. Using their combined skills, they fashioned gadgets and traps, determined to protect their home. Sam felt the weight of his role as guardian settling in, a mix of fear and responsibility. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the city, the team gathered one last time in the lab. "We've come this far together," Sam said, his voice steady. "No matter what happens, we stand united." They all nodded, a sense of camaraderie enveloping them. "Earth is worth fighting for," Maya declared. The night wore on, and soon they spotted lights flickering in the sky, alien ships descending ominously. With a collective breath, they prepared for battle. The showdown began as beams of light shot down toward the ground. Sam and his friends sprang into action, activating their defenses. The hilarity of their earlier encounters faded as they worked together with focus and purpose. The aliens landed, Commander Zog stepping out first, his expression a mixture of anger and disbelief. "You think you can defeat us, Earthlings? Your little tricks won't work this time. Watch us!" Sam shouted, his confidence surging as he harnessed the power Zara had awakened within him. In an instant, he conjured a force field that shimmered around them, deflecting the incoming blasts from the alien ships. With teamwork and ingenuity, they launched into action. Ben activated a series of traps that ensnared the alien guards in sticky webs, while Lila covered them with a barrage of clever commentary that left the aliens confused. Maya shouted conspiracy theories that somehow made the aliens question their own motives, leading to hilarious miscommunication. The chaos escalated, laughter mingling with the sounds of battle. Zog, bewildered by their unorthodox tactics, found himself cornered by Sam. "You think you can win with pizza and puns?" he yelled, trying to regain control. "No, we win with friendship and creativity," Sam replied, feeling the energy of his team behind him. With a final surge of power, he unleashed a wave of light that enveloped Zog and the remaining aliens, causing them to rethink their strategy. As the alien ships began to retreat, Sam felt a sense of triumph swell within him. "We did it!" he cheered, turning to his friends. Laughter erupted, mingling with the sounds of victory. They had faced down an alien invasion not with sheer force, but with humor, friendship, and an unwavering belief in each other. Sam realized that he didn't need to be perfect. His quirks and flaws were what made him who he was. As the sun rose over the horizon, casting a warm glow over the city, Sam looked at his friends, each of them beaming with pride. "Earth is safe, at least for now," he said, his voice filled with hope, "and we're ready for whatever comes next," Maya added, a glint of mischief in her eyes. With a shared laughter that echoed through the streets, they embraced their newfound roles as protectors, ready for whatever adventures awaited them. Because together, they were not just a team, they were guardians of Earth, and if aliens dared to return, they'd better be ready for a pizza party like no other. As the sun rose higher in the sky, Sam and his friends stood together, still buzzing with the adrenaline of victory. The remnants of the alien invasion lay scattered across the park where they had faced Commander Zog. People began to emerge from their homes, blinking in the sunlight and slowly piecing together what had transpired. News crews were already setting up their cameras, eager to capture the extraordinary tale of how a group of ordinary people had saved the world. "Do you think they'll believe us?" Lila asked, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "I mean, we're not exactly the Avengers." "Sure they will. We just have to give them a good story," Ben replied, adjusting his glasses and grinning widely. "And maybe a few pizza slices for authenticity." Maya laughed. "Let's just make sure they get the details right. I want to be remembered as the conspiracy queen who helped save Earth." Sam, still riding high on adrenaline, started pacing again, his mind racing with possibilities. "Okay, team. We've had our victory, but we need to prepare for the next round. Zog will be back, and he won't come empty-handed. We need a plan, like a superhero training camp." "Superhero training camp?" Ben echoed, laughter bubbling up. "What does that even look like? Is there a curriculum for that?" "Absolutely. We'll have agility drills, pizza tossing for accuracy, and maybe a module on alien diplomacy," Sam said, his imagination taking flight. "But seriously, we need to figure out how to enhance our abilities. I have this feeling that Zara is still out there, and she might be able to guide us." Maya nodded. "I think we should try to reach out to her. If she's the one who awakened your powers, she might have more tricks up her sleeve." With newfound determination, Sam agreed, and they set to work creating a makeshift training facility in his lab. They cleared out the clutter, remnants of their pizza-making escapades and science experiments, and transformed the space into a center for superhero training. The walls were plastered with motivational quotes and doodles of aliens, pizzas, and their team logo, hastily sketched by Ben. As the days passed, they immersed themselves in training. Sam experimented with his powers, learning to control them more effectively. The mishaps were still plentiful. One day, he accidentally turned the lab into a giant ball pit filled with rubber balls, which turned out to be an excellent distraction for the team but less so for serious training. "Focus, Sam. We're not here to have fun." Lila shouted through fits of laughter, trying to navigate the ocean of bouncing balls, just keeping it light. Sam called back, chuckling as he tried to regain control. "Now, let's work on those force fields again." They honed their skills, discovering that laughter was indeed the best motivator. With each new challenge, they grew closer, forging an unbreakable bond through shared experiences and silly moments. Even Einstein got in on the action, training to catch the odd rubber ball that would escape from the pit. Then, one afternoon, while Sam was practicing his teleportation, he felt a sudden surge of energy wash over him. "Everyone, I think I can sense Zara. I need to focus." The team gathered around, the air thick with anticipation. Sam closed his eyes, concentrating hard, trying to tap into the connection he felt with the spirit. Suddenly, the lab shimmered, and there she was, Zara, radiant and ethereal, her hair flowing like a river of stars. "Ah, my brave guardian. I see you've gathered quite the team," she said, her voice ringing like a bell. "You have much to learn, but together, you are stronger than you realize. What do we need to do next?" Sam asked, his heart racing. "We're ready for whatever comes our way." "Then listen closely," Zara replied, her expression turning serious. "The aliens will return, and they will come with a new strategy. They seek your greatest weakness. You must train not just your powers, but also your minds and hearts. The battle you face is as much about courage and unity as it is about strength. Right. So, more mind games and heart-to-heart talks." Maya quipped, though her eyes held a flicker of determination. "Indeed. You must understand each other's strengths and weaknesses deeply," Zara said. "Only then can you anticipate what is to come. And remember, humor will be your greatest weapon. Use it wisely." With that, Zara began leading them through a series of exercises designed to strengthen their connections, not just to their powers, but to one another. They shared fears, dreams, and laughter, weaving a tapestry of understanding that bound them tighter than ever. Each session ended in smiles and silly games, reinforcing the importance of their camaraderie. As weeks rolled into months, the team's preparation became second nature. Sam embraced his role as leader, finding confidence in his ability to bring everyone together. They worked tirelessly, fusing their talents into something greater than the sum of their parts. Then, one crisp evening, as they wrapped up another training session, a chilling alarm blared from Ben's computer. "Guys! You need to see this." They crowded around the screen, where a live news feed showed a fleet of alien ships entering Earth's atmosphere. Panic rippled through the group. "It's happening. They're here!" Lila exclaimed, her voice a mix of fear and resolve. Sam took a deep breath, forcing himself to stay calm. "Okay, we've trained for this. It's time to show them what we've got." They quickly gathered their gear, donning their makeshift uniforms, matching shirts adorned with their quirky logo. "Earth's Guardians," it read, with a cartoonish pizza slice and a goofy alien smiling on it. Sam couldn't help but laugh. If they were going to fight, they might as well look good doing it. As they stepped outside, the sight was breathtakingly surreal. The sky was darkening with the silhouettes of the alien ships, casting ominous shadows over the city. But beneath that shadow was a flicker of hope ignited by their unity. "All right, team," Sam said, his voice steady. "This is our moment. Remember what Zara said, stay united, stay strong, and use humor to your advantage. We can do this together." With a roar of agreement, they set off, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they approached the park where they had fought before, the ground shook beneath them, and beams of light shot down, creating a brilliant display of color and chaos. Commander Zog emerged from one of the ships, his expression dark and determined. "You think you can thwart us again? You have no idea what you're up against." "Oh, we've got plenty of ideas, Zog," Sam shouted back, stepping forward. "And we've got pizza." A moment of confusion crossed Zog's face, and that was all the opening they needed. With a synchronized effort, Sam and his friends unleashed their powers. Sam conjured a shimmering force field, shielding them from incoming blasts, while Ben deployed his latest gadget, a drone that released a cloud of confetti, distracting the aliens and causing mayhem in their ranks. Confetti? Really? Maya called, trying to stifle laughter as the aliens flailed around in bewilderment. It's a tactical diversion. Ben insisted, grinning. As the battle raged, Sam felt a surge of energy coursing through him. They fought not just with their powers but with their humor, turning the tide in their favor. They worked in tandem, anticipating each other's moves, creating an unspoken rhythm that baffled the aliens. Let's show them what Earth is made of. Lila shouted, launching into action. She expertly dodged a laser beam and countered with a snappy retort that left Zog sputtering in confusion. The tide of the battle shifted, and as Zog grew increasingly frustrated, Sam seized the opportunity to confront him directly. You think you can invade Earth without consequences? We're not just a bunch of easy targets. We fight back. With renewed determination, he summoned a powerful wave of energy, and with a final push, he unleashed it toward Zog and the alien fleet. The shockwave rippled through the air, knocking the aliens off balance. Retreat. Zog shouted, scrambling back toward his ship as the remaining forces followed suit, scrambling to escape the chaos. As the last of the alien ships fled, Sam and his team erupted into cheers, embracing one another as they celebrated their hard-won victory. The park was a mess of confetti, laughter, and the unmistakable joy of triumph. I can't believe we did it. Maya exclaimed, breathless from excitement. We're officially Earth's guardians. Ben added, puffing out his chest. As they basked in their victory, a gentle glow surrounded Sam. He looked up, and there was Zara, her spirit radiant and proud. You've done well, my guardians. You faced the darkness with laughter and unity. Remember this moment, it is the beginning of your journey. Sam nodded, feeling the weight of her words. They had grown stronger not just in their powers but as friends and protectors of Earth. With the sun setting behind them, casting a warm glow over the city, Sam and his team looked out at their home, knowing that they were ready for whatever adventures lay ahead. Together, they would face any challenge, aliens, pizza, or anything in between, and as long as they had each other, they knew they could conquer anything.